Hey everybody, Captain B-Nard back here with another Sun and Moon Wi-Fi battle. Exciting day today because we have our first ever Battle Royal. This is a brand new game mode introduced in Gen 7. Basically, it's a 4-player free-for-all where each player gets to choose 3 of their party Pokemon to battle with. You can attack whoever you want in the game. It is every man for himself. Each time you knock out an opposing Pokemon, you score 1 point. The match ends when one player has all of their Pokemon knocked out, and at the end of that turn, whoever has the most points wins the game. So, pretty exciting and unpredictable and also fun game mode. Also, pretty hard to come by as well, and even harder to narrate. So, anyway, my opponents for this match are going to be my longtime girlfriend, Sara, who's made numerous appearances on the channel. Shawn, who's actually a fan of mine from YouTube, who I've battled once all the way back in ORAS, and Kazuya, who's actually new to the channel. Another important thing to note here is, as you can see, tiers are kind of out the window on this one, seeing as how 2 of the 4 participants are using completely Uber teams. Ideally, I would have liked to keep it OU and under like I usually do on the channel, but unfortunately that was not possible in this case, but the match turned out very good nonetheless. So having said all of that, we are going to get into the match. So as I mentioned, these battles are so unpredictable for so many different reasons, so really impossible to predict leads. Really the best thing you can do is just create the best strategy you can within your 3 Pokemon and hope for a lot of luck along the way. So Kazuya is going to lead with Mewtwo. Shawn led with Groudon. I led with Manectric. And Sara led with Lycanroc Midnight Form. So it is now time to let the Battle Royal begin. Just like a wrestling match, or boxing, or something like that. So anyway, Mewtwo's pressure is going to come into play right away. And of course Groudon is holding the red orb, because why wouldn't it be? So that is going to transform into Primal Groudon right away. And of course the Desolate Land is going to activate to create the extremely harsh sunlight. So Mewtwo is going to go straight for the Mega Evolution into Mega Mewtwo Y, because why wouldn't it? And I'm also going to go for my Mega Evolution into Mega Manectric. And I'm going to get the Intimidate to lower the attack stat of all 3 opponents' Pokemon, which is obviously pretty useful. So Mewtwo is going to go straight for an Aura Sphere here on the Lycanroc, which is going to drop it all the way down to the Focus Sash, but it does survive because of it. So I'm going to go for a Volt Switch on the Mewtwo to try and get some damage. That is going to take it down by about 1/3, and I do get the mandatory switch, so I'm going to come in with my Hawlucha, trying to predict a ground move from the Groudon. The Lycanroc is going to go for the Stone Edge on the Groudon, which actually gets a crit and drops it down by a little more than half, which was pretty good. And the Groudon, in turn, is going to go for an Earthquake, which is not going to hit me, is going to be more than enough to take out the Lycanroc and drop Sara down to just 2 Pokemon and give Shawn 1 point, and also do a little damage to the Mewtwo. So then Sara is going to come in with Celesteela, and the Mewtwo is going to go for a Psy Strike on the Groudon, which is going to be enough to finish that thing off and drop Shawn down to 2 Pokemon and also give 1 point to Kazuya. And that is going to be it for the Sunlight. I'm going to go for a Swords Dance to get my Sharp Attack increase, trying to set up to do some big damage. And the Celesteela is going to go for an Air Slash, going to fail because it was targeting the Groudon. So then Shawn is going to come in with Xerneas and get the Fairy Aura coming into play. So the Mewtwo is going to go for another Psy Strike, this time on my Hawlucha, which is going to drop me all the way down to my Focus Sash, but I do survive because of it, and that is actually going to trip my Unburden ability, so that actually works pretty well. Also going to give a big attack increase to my Acrobatics, so I'm going to go for that, which is going to be more than enough to finish off the Mewtwo, which is going to drop Kazuya to 2 Pokemon and give me 1 point. Unfortunately, the Xerneas is going to go for the Geomancy, and because it's holding a Power Herb, that is going to resolve immediately and give that thing a sharp special attack, special defense, and speed increase, so very dangerous. So the Celesteela is going to go for a Flash Cannon on the Xerneas, dropping it down by about a third, which is not bad considering the stat increases. So then Kazuya is going to switch in with Kyogre, and of course it is holding the blue orb, because why wouldn't it be? So that is going to immediately transform into Primal Kyogre. And of course the Primordial Sea is going to activate to bring the heavy rain to the battlefield. So I am going to go for an Acrobatics here because of my Unburden. I actually am going to outspeed the Xerneas even despite the Geomancy, which was awesome. So that is going to take that thing right out and drop Shawn to just 1 Pokemon and also give me my 2nd point of the match. So unfortunately the Celesteela is just going to go for a Flash Cannon, which is going to finish me off, dropping me down to 2 Pokemon, giving Sara her 1st point of the match, and also giving her a Beast Boost on the Celesteela. So I'm going to switch in with my Alolan Muck, and Shawn is going to switch in with his Kyogre, which of course is also holding the blue orb, because why wouldn't it? And that is going to immediately transform into a 2nd Primal Kyogre on the battlefield. So, the Kyogre is going to go for an Ice Beam here on the Celesteela, dropping that down by about a third. The other Kyogre, in turn, is going to go for a Thunder on the 1st Kyogre, which is going to drop that down to about a third of its health. And the Celesteela is, in turn, going to go for a Giga Drain on the Kyogre as well, which is going to actually take that out and drop Kazuya to 1 Pokemon, and also give Sara a 2nd point and another Beast Boost on the Celesteela. And I just went for a Poison Jab, which is going to fail because I was aiming for the Kyogre that got taken out, actually. So the Celesteela also gets some leftovers recovery as well. So Kazuya is going to switch in with Palkia then, his last Pokemon at this point, going to get the pressure to come into play. So he is actually packing a Z move here, so he is going to bust that out right now. That is going to be the Dragon Z move, which is going to be the Devastating Drake. And so, unfortunately, he actually targeted me with that, so that is going to drop me down to about a quarter health, but my Muck actually does survive that, which was pretty awesome. So then the Kyogre is actually going to go for the Thunder once again on the Celesteela, which is actually going to survive that in the red, which was pretty crazy. And then that is in turn going to go for a Giga Drain on the Palkia to regain a little bit of HP. And I'm just going to go for a Poison Jab here on the Kyogre, which is going to drop that down by a little less than half. And then the Celesteela is going to regain some health with the leftovers, and I'm going to regain some health with the Black Sludge. So the Palkia is actually going to go for the Earth Power this turn on me. That is going to go ahead and finish my Muck off and drop me down to just 1 Pokemon, and also give a 2nd point to Kazuya. And the Kyogre is going to go for a Surf here. So that is going to do a little bit of damage to the Palkia, but actually, even with a crit, and actually going to finish the Celesteela off, dropping Sara to 1 Pokemon and giving a 2nd point to Shawn. So, for those of you paying attention, I know it's been really chaotic, but at this point, we are all tied up. We all have 2 points apiece, and we all have 1 Pokemon left. So, Sara is going to switch in with Decidueye, and I'm going to switch back in with Manectric, get the Intimidate to lower all of their attacks once again. At this point, it is anyone's game. So the Decidueye is actually going to go for a Sucker Punch here on the Kyogre, dropping that down to about a third of its health. I'm going to go for a Thunderbolt on the Kyogre as well, which luckily is going to be enough to finish that thing off and give me a 3rd point. That is going to be it for the rain, and now the Palkia is going to go for an Earth Power on me. Luckily, I do survive that with 22 health, and because the Kyogre was Shawn's last Pokemon, that is going to be the end of the match. So I actually won that one with 3 points to everyone else's 2 points. So very exciting battle, a lot going on, very chaotic, very unpredictable, but a lot of fun as well. So thanks for watching again, everybody. Hope you all enjoyed. Please hit that like button, leave a comment, and or subscribe if you did enjoy, and stay tuned for more new battles in the future. So that's it, and we'll see you next time.